Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back into the Chaos Lair. I am, of course, Chris Chaos. Uh, Here to talk to you off the cuff for just a minute or two. Wow, no wonder I wear a fucking thing. Anyway, uh, that light is really bright. God. Uh, Look, I just, I wanted to make this video. This is kind of a reply video, if you will, to Extreme Nick 09. Uh, your 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 love for those three teams. I get it. Okay? Because from what it sounds like, you are just like a lot of other people and you don't know any better. And I don't mean that to sound hateful or mean or I don't tell you that to tear you down. I say that because you just don't know any better. Because you haven't been a fan as long as I have. Well, of course, because you're not as old as I am, for one. But uh, I'm 27 years old. I've watched wrestling and studied wrestling and analyzed and every DVD that was worth getting, I have. And there have been a lot of them that's not worth it, trust me. But I've watched those anyway. I don't own those, but I have. I have seen those, most of those. I Look, when I said on Twitter last night that the Hardys and Dudleys and Edge and Christian kind of killed tag team wrestling, I said it because it's true, and you pretty much made my point for me. Uh, Tag teams forever were along this line. Every so often they go up a little bit, and then sometimes they go down, and then they go back up, and they go back down, and it was kind of that tread for a little while. And sometimes they'd spike, and then sometimes they'd come back down, they'd level back off down, and then they'd ride that little level. But it was always good. It was never, well, I mean, sometimes there were fantastic matches. I remember back in the late 80s, there was, the Hart Foundation and the Rockers and Demolition. These were teams that were main eventing house shows. Of course, they didn't main event pay-per-views, but they main evented house shows in large markets like your Madison Square Garden in New York, your Boston Garden in Boston. That's my horrible Boston accent. I'm sorry to all Boston people who had to even listen to that. But, in these major markets, they would headline these major events. And back in the day, these they worked 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times a week sometimes. It's nothing like the schedule that the WWE has now. But once you got to Edge, Christian, and the Hardys, they needed to be noticed. So, and they even said it. All of them have even said it. We got to do something special here. So, they did something special, and then they did something else special, and then they kept topping each other, and they kept doing the same kind of matches. And the tag team division was way up here, and now the tag team division is way down there. And it's for the simple fact that nobody can top that. Nobody can top it. And Vince is not trying. Vince, we're in a different era now. This is the entertainment era. Okay, that's we still got Kofi and Evan Bourne. We got the Usos. We got the new Colognes, Epico and Primo Colón. Hopefully, very very soon, we're gonna have the Kings of Wrestling. Just waiting on Claudio and Chris Hero. More importantly, Chris Hero. Claudio's already there. But it's only because that they went up so high with the division that they just about nothing can compete with that. It's just that goes back to the Attitude Era. It's just like People want things from the Attitude Era to be brought back, but they can't do it. You can't do it. And you can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No, you can't do it. You can't relive history. For anybody that has a fully functional brain, if you look at the NWO the last time they done it and compared it to the NWO the first time they done it, within the first full year of the NWO, the last incarnation of it sucked ass. It was stupid. The WWE run was horrible. It should have never been accomplished never been attempted, because they accomplished absolutely nothing except for making it look like shit. Same thing with DX. There were funny moments, but compared to the original, I was there, I lived it. It's not good. When the Hardys came back and they redid their run, it was good, but they had moved past where they were in their career. And you can't go back, because comparing then, and it was still good, but comparing that to before was bad. Okay? You have to have a steady progression. The business went up so much in the tag team division, those three, and there were others, the Acolytes, not the Acolyte, whatever you said. The Right to Censor, Too Cool, the New Age Outlaws, Oh You Didn't Know, and others. There were others that just, they all kind of elevate. Did I say that again? Elevated the tag team division. I messed up on, I just tried to do this video a while ago and I messed up on that word again. So that's a big fail for Chaos. Anyway. But like, you really made my point for me. I also want to say that the first tag team cage match was not Christian and Edge and Hardys and Dudley. None of them. You got to go way back. I don't know off the top of my head. That's one of the pieces of information that I don't know. I don't know who was in the first tag team steel cage match. You just got to go back, way back. You know, maybe the 70s to get that. I know there was some in the 80s, so there was probably some in the 70s too. You just have to go back and look. But of course, I'm sure that people will ask me to do it, since a lot of people want these three teams as 1, 2, and 3 of the greatest tag teams around. I don't understand. Anyway. Oh, and Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, that match will never be topped. That match has not been topped. Nothing that that Edge and Christian and the Hardys that did not top that match for me, because I am old school. You have to forgive me. That match was awesome. Steamboat Savage, nothing will ever top it. Especially on WrestleMania. Nothing will ever top it. Go back and watch my top 5 WrestleMania matches. I think I ended up listing 20 of the greatest, but I ranked them top 5. Go watch it. Nothing will ever beat that match. Trust me. Deuces. Cass is out.